to Stacker News Live. This is my favorite part of the day on a Friday. Keyan was just making fun of me, Stackers. You know.
Hey everyone, it's me, Keyan. I can also do a radio voice. How you doing?
See right there. This is how I get treated, Stackers. See how I get treated?
We have a special guest in the studio today. Who can guess?
Hi, it's me, Super Testnet.
Hey, Super.
It's Super. You're not wearing your mask.
No mask.
No.
All right.
Wait, is this your first time on a television broadcast?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you done PBS yet?
No.
Wow. So, what did you do before?
I do have more to say, but not yet.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll get started here. You know, Keyan, how was your week?
It was pretty good. The server went down on Monday due to like an automated update. I upgraded the database, and then my environment didn't know I upgraded the database, and so when that happened, like my environment like went down, and then it couldn't recover because of this other thing. So it was like a combination of two things, which I spent most of the week fixing, and then I went back to work on the jobs board. But hopefully I'll ship the jobs board this weekend. But that was my week. How about yours?
It was really busy. We knocked out a lot of stuff for Sats by Hackathon.
Sats by?
Worked with Thomas, one of the new people in Plub Lab. I'm launching a new company, but that's still in stealth.
You're launching a new company? This is the first I've heard of this.
Really?
Super, have you heard of this?
I have, but you're not supposed to hear yet because it's still stealth mode.
I see. I'm not on the stealth ship.
Yeah, just
okay.
It's I'll tell you later. It's nothing too crazy. And then what else happened?
We had a barbecue.
Yeah.
We did a barbecue this week.
That
was fun.
that this week? It was.
Yeah, that was on Tuesday. Yeah, it feels like a decade ago.
Yeah. Dude, you can actually cook a really good steak.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you had no faith in me to begin with. You were like, hey, I think this is how they should be cooked.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You're like, no, you did. You're the jalapeno poppers. You were like, oh, my guy Matt, he cooks these in the oven, and I was like, no, I can put them on the grill.
They'll cook some in the oven.
They'll be perfectly fine. And he's like, and Car's like, no, it has to be in the oven.
I take it back. I'm sorry. Like, turns out Mr. Stacker News over here can barbecue.
I've been cooking for myself since I was like 15 years old, so it kind of
I was really surprised. I knew you could build Stacker News, but
I can build food.
You can build food too. It was actually really good. I was really surprised how good your food was. But yeah, it was a great week.
Heck yeah! How was your week, Super?
I had a really good week. We were the number 2 post on Stacker News, which was like big for me.
We should probably get to that.
This is a great website.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right. So let's get into the top 5 posts of the week. Let's go.
Okay, so the top post was shared by Kevin Rook, our favorite man, and it was DHH as he goes online, the guy who started Basecamp and is like a lot of these kind of also is Hey, this new email service, but he posted this post about crypto that he's like had an about face about crypto. And it was kind of a big deal on the internet because everyone's like, oh, hey, we converted this guy who was very anti crypto and Bitcoin. And it's pretty interesting. We're pretty most of us are pretty excited about it. The post was pretty good, but he basically didn't realize he basically didn't think Bitcoin had a use case. And until this trucker thing happened in Canada. Do you guys have any comments on this?
He was closer to the truth when he didn't think crypto was a good thing. I mean, 2000 out of 2001 crypto isn't any good. So there's only so we need to get him very very close to his previous position again, and just make one exception about what's useful in the crypto world.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in the comments also had the same concerns. One of the top comments was like a response to one of those comments, but yeah, he doesn't really distinguish from Bitcoin from crypto, and like Bitcoin people, that kind of sticks in your side a little bit.
I remember when I was a shitcoiner, that was always my biggest problem, was trying to get past the whole like Bitcoiner or Bitcoin crypto thing. But once you're able to like separate the two, it becomes way easier. That's why whenever I meet like, no coiners, I always like the first thing I tell them is like there's Bitcoin and then there's like crypto, and like I separate those two immediately. But that's just what I do, just because I remember that being like a big thing for me, like having trouble understanding that, because that's a really important like problem we have in our space.
No, it is. Yeah, it's very easy to merge them together because at least a lot of the crypto projects have marketing that suggests that they're the same thing. So you have to kind of do like anti-marketing and be like, no, there's reason to separate them. Yeah. But still, this is I think good. I think a lot of people probably listen to people like this, and the fact that he is saying that he's changed his mind might encourage them to do the same thing. And like most people, he's going to start out viewing crypto as just like this gigantic category that includes Bitcoin. And I think, as we'll see in some of the comments later, I think he'll eventually have the journey to Bitcoin, because he is like a sensible, reasonable person in most topics, and he is like technical. So I think he'll eventually come around.
Yeah, and I think that Canada thing really, brought a lot of people in to Bitcoin. I don't know if you saw the price today, but it's going up. So.
Oh, I didn't see that at all. We could probably see it on Stacker News. Oh, yeah, it went up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Bullish. Do you have anyone have any more thoughts on this, Super? Do you have any thoughts?
You said he's famous for something called Hey Email?
Hey.com. It's like an email service that's a paid email service, and it's basically like a more fun email experience and does a little bit better at
it launched last year, right? Or the year before?
It launched last year, and I think some people have sent me emails like from that service.
It was trying to be like a better Gmail. But
yeah. I'm not sure it fizzled out.
But I think Basecamp was Basecamp his idea?
Basecamp was his company.
I had to use that at my last job.
Yeah, it's a very popular like bootstrapped technology product, and he's kind of well known for also being very anti-VC. I read one of the books that he wrote. I thought it was pretty good. I forget what it was called.
Well, that's good. At least he's not gonna have fun staying poor. So.
Yeah, he's very wealthy. So unless he invests all of his money in crypto, he'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully it's not Solano.
Anyway, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool to see people flip like this. Like, man,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like, it's literally gonna happen.
But to so publicly do it too, that's like balls. That's props to him.
Even on the right side of history.
Yeah, that's what we imagine will happen with everyone eventually, right?
We're waiting for you, Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I thought he already did some pro Bitcoin stuff.
The guy's a shitcoiner, dude.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me? Oh, I was just saying, I thought he already did some pro Bitcoin stuff.
It doesn't matter. He needs to go full Bitcoin.
Hopefully he'll get there. Bitcoin will truck on without him. Hey, we're here.
This guy?
So this is why our special guest is here today, because he kind of has a huge part in this project.
The inventor of Lightning Escrow, Mr. Super Testnet.
Yeah, why don't you share with us what's in this video and what's going on with Lightning Escrow?
Yeah, play it, but don't hit.
Yeah, the video's a demo of me demonstrating the flow of Lightning Escrow. Somebody creating an account, creating a contract, inviting somebody to be the other part of that contract, and then doing a payment and closing it out. So that's what the video is, and it's a 7-minute video. Got some pretty good engagement here on Stacker News, because we've been building this for a while, and now we have something that works and that you can actually go and use. So yeah, we're looking for lots of feedback. If anyone else wants to join our beta, that'd be great. You can check the URL out there for where you can try it out, app.lightningescrow.io. So yeah, see if we are looking for beta testers and feedback. So do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's amazing. It had so many sats. Look at that.
Yeah, you got 3,000 sats. I'm not sure who sent them, but that's really awesome. I wanted you to maybe talk a little bit about how it works, Super, and maybe any of the feedback that you got in the comments that you thought was good, or any questions or anything.
Yeah, so an escrow payment is for when, like, the typical example, Alice and Bob are doing some kind of trade, but they don't trust each other. So, like, Alice doesn't want to send the money to Bob, because what if he just runs off with it? And Bob doesn't want to give Alice the widget or whatever it is that he's selling, because then she'll just run off with it and never send the money. But they both trust an escrow. And so in the traditional world, they would send the money to the escrow. He would hold on to it until Alice gets the whatever, and then he'd release the funds. But the cool thing about Bitcoin is we can do that without taking custody. Or that's one of the cool things about Bitcoin. So I made one of the first, if not the first, general purpose escrow for the Lightning Network, and that doesn't take custody of user funds. And this is kind of what I'm showing off here. Some of the feedback we got in the comments, this uses the terminal. I'm not a front end engineer, and I don't know how to like make a wallet or something that would like hook into our API. So that's some feedback. Like there was one guy who was like, I don't see anyone in El Salvador using this, and he's certainly right now because we just even showed people the URL where they can use it.
It's a beta stage product. I mean, what do you? I mean, this is fairly common on sites like Sacker News, but on Hacker News, you release an early stage product and people have all these things to say about its current state, but these things get better over time. That's like the benefit of software, is that it's like very malleable, like and very easy to change. And so I think judging it based on like the fact that it uses a little bit of command line right now is
that
like
what they were complaining about?
It's naive.
No,
it's
dude,
naive.
like they don't know what it's like to be in PlebLab then. Like this is early days.
Yeah.
It's still you have to work all that stuff out.
Yeah, the point is it works and it's safe.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I think is coolest about
it's
it.
like it's like when they built the never mind.
It's also programmable, so I'm really looking forward to. I'm currently one of the things I've been doing is documenting the API, so that we can let companies and stuff integrate escrow into their into whatever thing they're doing. I would love to see like eBay or Amazon or those places be like, oh yeah, we support Lightning now because now we can do escrow and do refunds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you have to have, and we talk about this all the time, Keyan. Like you have to see farther than where the puck is going, even sometimes, right? And if you're not able to see where it's going, then you're not. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is what we do at PlebLab. Like,
yeah, I think when you see projects like this, that you should have like the most optimistic take possible. Is the play like the assumption that this is kind of just the way it's going to be is kind of. But I don't think. Also, I think the people in the comments weren't saying that. They weren't implying that it wasn't going to change. They're just like, in its current state, I couldn't see someone using it. I don't think they were like rude about it or anything.
But they're not seeing what the whole picture looks like, and they just don't. I mean, maybe they just don't have the experience, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all good comments. Everyone seems to have liked it, and I'm really excited by that. So yeah, check out the thread and the video if you want to learn more.
Yeah, and then we also have an exclusive that's super. Don't ask him, Keyan. How Super came up with Lightning Escrow. You got to go to thrillerbitcoin.com to see that, an exclusive.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Was that in your guys' interview? I thought.
No. So he gave me a little like audio clip of him talking about how he came up with the idea. Because I don't know if you know this guy behind us. This guy.
They don't know his name.
He's kind of an inventor, man. So like he has a story behind this invention, how he came up with it, and it's pretty cool. So go to thrillerbitcoin.com if you want to hear that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think Lightning Escrow is awesome, and I didn't realize when I first met Super how important escrow is, and like how commonly it's used. And
shout out to Tristan too. Like,
yeah, of course.
Tristan is one of like the smartest, youngest men I ever met in my entire life.
Can you pull up the Bitcoin white paper? Bitcoin.org/bitcoin.pdf.
Sure.
Because I think it's interesting. The first page of the Bitcoin white paper says we need escrow. So to do a Control F and look for the word escrow. It's right here on the front on the first page.
Yeah, I remember it being in there.
Says right after he says, I came up with this Bitcoin solution so that we can have what's it called, computationally impractical to reverse transactions, and then he says. But we need escrow. Escrow mechanisms need to be there to protect buyers, or could easily be implemented to protect buyers. So yeah, I think we have had some in Bitcoin for a long time, but most of them aren't general purpose. I think I only know of one general purpose Bitcoin escrow. Well, two now because I made one. But yeah, so that's I think it's cool that it's in the white paper, but it's not very popular yet. And working in that space.
And that's kind of one of the things I like about Super is like when we talk about this stuff initially, like he goes into all this stuff, like he tells you all these things, and it's so easy. Like I'm so optimistic. Like I feel like Keyan, you're like the most sane one in the group, where you're like, no. But like it's the saneness that we need in the room, because a lot of us are like, we want to shoot for the moon.
Yeah, you got to do both. You got to that's the process of being a founder. You both have to like assess the actual landscape, and you have to plan your launch site and where you're going to go, where the destination is. And so that's just
congratulations, Super. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing more people do Lightning escrow stuff. I want to see people buy domains
sats. Who gets those?
With Lightning.
Tristan gets those? You son of a bitch, Tristan, share those.
What are we at? Yeah, that's like a whole $1.
Damn.
Holy jeez.
Yeah, that's somebody's like, that's gonna be a lot of money one day.
Someday soon.
Yeah, maybe in a year.
Okay, so we're moving on here. The third top post is Marty Bent on Tucker Carlson. I just watched this today because I hadn't seen it before.
Oh yeah, hit play.
Yeah.
You have it on there right now?
It's on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Marty Bent without audio.
Yeah, he was after RHR yesterday. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Probably not.
We're getting an inside scoop here, folks. An exclusive from the producer.
I guess he won't mind.
I think we're not getting an inside scoop.
No,
I
guess Marty won't mind.
Oh, okay.
He says, like, you know how the guy says, like, crypto or whatever. He goes, tales from the crypto. Marty says that, like, there was, like, a delay. And so if you watch it, like, he actually goes, like, he makes a smirk, like, right before. And everybody was giving him shit, like, in the comments about, like, oh, you should have said something. But, like, he kind of did on his face. And if you know Marty, like, Marty's the type of guy that's, like,
he'll say something.
no, he's not going to say, like,
really?
Marty's, like, the most.
I guess I don't know Marty.
No, he's like the nicest guy in the world, like, but, like, he had it in his face. Like, his face said everything. And it was kind of funny. When he told me that, I went back and looked at it. And sure enough, he did the little smirk. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. He did hear it.
Yeah, this video is really cool. It's like, it's a bit like...
he did an amazing job. Like, I could not believe that he was on... Like, I think I saw Kyle that day and, like, Rob and, like, everybody. We were all, like... Everybody was coming up to me like, did you know, Car? Did you? I'm like, no, Marty didn't say shit. But it was amazing to see him. Like, yeah, I was so happy for him.
Yeah, this is a lot like DHH's blog post. It just feels like that and DHH's blog post, it feels like it's really is a turning point for Bitcoin right now. Yeah. Like it's going mainstream, or it's reaching
the masses.
Yeah.
And I think Marty's the guy to do it. Like, he has that mainstream potential. Like, I always tell him that. Like, he does. He has that mainstream potential. And so, like, it's just amazing to see him, like shining up there. It's awesome. But, like, at the same time, like, people are going to hate because it's, like,
it's Fox News.
Whatever. But,
yeah.
like, dude, like, if you have the opportunity to, like, orange pill, like, the masses at scale, like, who better to do it than Marty Bent, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I think Marty's a great poster man for Bitcoin.
Fuck yeah.
He keeps showing altcoins. Can we just skip those parts?
Oh, sorry. All right, we'll move on. I'm tired of seeing Tucker's face too. All right, here we go. This
Bitcoin Twitter. Bitcoin fixes this. What's this about?
Yeah, this was a Stacker News exclusive, or someone posted this as a discussion. So
shit.
So someone just wrote.
So this is what I keep telling you. Stackers are like
they're writing.
They're writing, and they're
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Is there a TLDR on this? Because I don't want to read all that.
Yeah, basically the TLDR is he's annoyed with Bitcoin Twitter. He thinks we're a little bit. There's like a party line on Bitcoin Twitter, and you can't stray from the party line, and he's kind of frustrated about it. Like there is a fair, like everything is like even the Bitcoin. He's basically saying much like regular Twitter, there's a lot of polarization in the Bitcoin community, and so you can't be a Bitcoiner and say, hey, mRNA vaccines are kind of cool, and maybe they could help us do certain things. You can't say maybe the WEF isn't a communist plot. Like he's saying that there isn't much nuance in the community, and I think it's just like that seems to be a bit of a bug of online communities in general and like the engagement algorithms. But that's basically his gripe, is that
Wait, does he believe in all these things?
he's a Bitcoiner, and he has a nuanced perspective on some of the things that
Okay, so
other
it's more-
Bitcoiners.
he was just giving examples.
That some Bitcoiners have a hardline
He wasn't
perspective
going,
on
like,
these
full
things.
Peter McCormick, I guess.
No, I don't think so. But he might be on Peter Cormack's side. But the energy and climate thing. He's personally, I think in here he describes that they personally describe that they're kind of concerned about energy and climate, and they think we should talk about it more.
Oh,
and I think there are a lot of people in the Bitcoin community that feel this way, and they're drowned out by Twitter. Is
it
what
sounds
I
like
think.
he has a Twitter problem and not like.
He doesn't have a problem with
Bitcoin
Bitcoin at all. He loves Bitcoin. That's clear. That's why I wrote this
He just
post.
literally needs to take a Twitter break.
Yeah, he's just saying Twitter feels broken to him.
Well, stop using it.
Do you have any thoughts on this, Super?
There are good alternative websites like Stacker News that you can try
Stacker
out.
News, dude. Like how much did he earn from this?
He earned over 2,000 sats. A lot of people feel the same way, I think.
But that's fine. But like, this is where you have these discussions where we're all Bitcoiners supposed to have these open discussions. So don't go on Twitter if you don't want to have open discussions.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Like I'm going to go to Stacker News if I want to get high signal, right? Like I'm not going to go to Bitcoin Twitter to like get high signal from it.
I think he's just posting this out of frustration, and I think he's looking for like compatriots, people who feel the same way. And
how many people felt the same way?
A lot of people. I mean, that this was one of the top posts of the week. A lot of people got 20 comments on this, over 2,000 sats. Well, we can check how many people voted for it. 16 people upvoted it.
Boost though. Did you see that boost?
Yeah,
he wanted it up there. He really wanted people to talk about it.
Yeah,
he was really angry,
and people did. I mean,
this is what it's for. I mean, honestly, that you built Stacker News for this, so like he should be able to post something like this. But,
I'm happy he did. I mean,
I personally don't agree with it.
I do.
Speaking for myself, but that's kind of what Bitcoin Twitter is made for. That's just kind of how I feel. But what I do agree with? Him posting it on Stacker News. Like, I think that's amazing that he posted on Stacker News and he got out his frustration and he earned some sats doing it. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, and I love that he felt comfortable sharing something like this on Stacker
Instead of like
News.
A blog that no one's gonna see.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome, and he got a lot of good feedback. Some of the top comments we'll go over later came from that post. Super, do you have any more thoughts on this?
He's got like a divider in the middle, so we can do a second chapter.
It is a multiple chapter post.
Yeah, he looks really upset with Twitter. He should fork Stacker News and make a Twitter clone.
Perhaps. I mean, it'd probably be better just to start from scratch. But maybe you could take some of the design aesthetic at most. Anyway, let's move on to the fifth top post. This is a great post. I don't know if you guys read this one.
Lightning is a liquidity network?
Yeah.
I didn't see this one.
Roy from Breeze wrote this post.
Oh,
it was a really good post. It kind of describes Lightning as more than just a payment network. It's also a liquidity allocation network is kind of the line that he's kind of drawing. And I thought one of the things that I thought was really powerful in this post is he tries to help you understand what he means by describing a car. And so you can see it right there, but he says, our car can be viewed either as a means of transportation or as an energy converter. And it is those two things. But you describe it as one or the other usually. And so similarly, the Lightning Network is both a payment network and it's a liquidity allocator. But basically, he's just drawing attention to the fact that we have some of the reason why Lightning might not be great right now is because liquidity on Lightning is poorly allocated.
Liquidity is money, right?
Yeah.
And allocation is moving something from one place to another, right?
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like a payment. I don't understand the difference between allocating capital and making payments.
I think it's mostly the money that sits in a channel that is for the purpose of other people using for a payment is what he's describing as liquidity. I'm not sure. I mean, it is a subtle distinction, but I think the distinction is there.
I feel like there should have been a model in here. Scroll down. Is there a model that he adds to this or a graph or anything?
There's that kind of thing.
Okay, there is.
I thought the analogy made it pretty clear for me.
He's missing some type of. Okay, that's not what we want to see. Is there some type of chart that shows something like this, or is this just an opinion?
He's just basically saying that like the where liquidity is sitting on the Lightning Network is not in the most efficient place, and it's leading to failed payments. Is basically what he's saying, and that we need to make more strides to put Bitcoin in the right channels in the right places where people want it, and it might make Lightning function better.
One of the analogies that I sometimes use for liquidity on the Lightning Network is a highway system. So the United States, most of our cities are connected to each other by means of the interstate highway system. And then from your house to the interstate, there's smaller roads. And the Lightning Network kind of is organized like that, where the large destinations are companies like Bitrefill or Strike that are or exchanges that are using this stuff, using this money for purposes that whatever the users want, and then people who want to use those services open channels to them. And those are the freeways that everyone gets along, or you open channels to like routing nodes, and that would be your smaller roads that go to the bigger roads that end up on the highways. So I use that analogy sometimes, and maybe he's saying that he doesn't like where the highways are currently, where the interstates are currently going to and from. I'm not sure though. Is that do you have any reaction to those comments?
I think he's mostly saying that there aren't. It'd be like using that analogy. It'd be more like there aren't enough interstates, or like the interstates are poorly utilized, or they're in the wrong places. Is kind of what he's saying. Like we're not. Like it's not because it's like it's a decentralized design. We don't have a centralized city planner. They're just kind of going in these random places, and people don't know where to put the. People are putting out highways, and they don't know where to put them, and so they're going to nowhere.
One of the things that I like about Lightning is that you can put your own interstate wherever you want. So like I always use Pay with Moon, and so I opened up a direct channel with them, and then all my payments are zero fee through them. So doing things like that, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna plop down an interstate from me to wherever I want to go, and then I can use it. You don't have to. I don't even route payments. I just use it for myself.
But yeah, I think what he's trying to say is that interstate you just created, like that liquidity that sits on the Lightning Network, is what he's talking about, right? Isn't that what he's saying? Or
yeah, he's just saying, yeah, there might be rather than you creating a highway to that service provider that you did, maybe it'd be better to create like a highway between that service provider and some other smaller service provider in terms of like the usage of that Bitcoin. It might be better, more efficient to create a highway that connects to other highways. The metaphor is getting kind of lost, but anyway, like I think the real problem with liquidity allocation are not so much that that people aren't aware it's a problem. I just think people don't have much incentive yet, or aren't aware that they should be allocating liquidity better. Like Bitcoin like self-generates yield right now because it's currently getting monetized was one of the things. So it's like I wouldn't. Like personally, I'm not putting Bitcoin on the Lightning Network to generate yield. I don't know if you guys are, but I think that's like it's a pretty niche case. And then there's a perception that you actually can't generate that much yield on the Lightning Network. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but I don't feel like I could allocate money effectively. Like it seems like a full-time job to do it. And then most of us are using. I mean, like I use the Lightning Network kind of like because I think it's fun. That's my main motivation. I'm not using it and I want to make payments with Bitcoin. I think it's cool, but I feel like we're like living in the future a little bit, and we're not like ready for like serious city planners to come along and tell us where, in a decentralized way, of course, where the road should go. Anyway, we don't have to beat this to death, but I thought it was a really great article, and I think Roy put it really well.
Yeah, I see a completely different side that we probably shouldn't go down because.
Why not?
Because I'm going to say something that's going to be like hot, like it's going to be really spicy, and it's just like not.
We all like spicy.
Oh, you really want to hear what I think? I don't think people are ready to hear what I think.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to beg you to do it, so why don't we move on?
I think we should move on.
All right, cool. All right, now we're moving into the top comments. Cool. So
top comments of the week.
Top comments of the week. Traffic and weather next. So the top comment was from Kevin Rook again. Top post, top comment of the week. That should be like a special prize. Maybe I'll send him a sticker in the mail or something. anyway,
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so this user who clearly signed in with a Lightning login says, no, we need Bitcoin. Crypto is a distraction. That's something we talked about earlier. And a user chimed in and agreed. And then Kevin Rook responded and said he's learning. So, he's taking the path that many people take to Bitcoin, where they view crypto as this general category, and then they eventually begin seeing Bitcoin as something that is far more like elemental and important. And a lot of people like resonated with that, because I think that's like most people's journey. It seems to be, that's like a fair take on what's happening with DHH. Do you guys have an opinion?
I don't know much about this DHH guy, so
Neither do I.
I saved my opinions for things that I think about more.
Yeah, I don't have any opinion on.
Yeah, I think Kevin was just kind of like defending this guy's noobness. His new coiner status. Like, this guy's a new coiner. Give him some.
Kevin's a nice guy.
Give him some slack.
I mean, K Rook's a nice guy.
All right, our next top comment was, I believe, on our.
Yeah, which one was that one?
This was from the Bitcoin Twitter complaint one.
Oh, this is gonna be spicy.
Yeah,
hot.
This is from user Porter Hodl. Michael, who is a founder of Wavlake, who both Car and I know. Wavlake is like a really cool. It's like a decentralized Spotify in a way that you can pay people to listen to their music on.
Cool.
It's really cool. But Michael responds, "This is refreshing." He really liked this guy's post, obviously. He says Bitcoin is a useful and liberating tool, and it shouldn't necessarily imply a broader belief system. And the response to him is what got more upvotes. But Porter Hodel responds that he thinks Bitcoiners are like, some Bitcoiners don't want to believe this and might have a hard time kind of believing that that people adopting Bitcoin doesn't force a set of beliefs onto them too. And he makes a good point that like eventually we all believe that everyone will be Bitcoiners, and so that includes like our worst enemies. And so we're seeing that. We're seeing that now. Yeah, we're seeing that right now. So that got a lot of upvotes. Do you have any you guys have a take on this?
Yeah, is he still talking about like how like people disagree on Bitcoin Twitter, and is that what he's talking about? Or
yeah, he's saying that he's basically saying that that he's a Bitcoiner and he might disagree with other Bitcoiners on
things.
I
disagree with Bitcoiners all the fucking time.
There you go.
I literally got into like I'll share something.
No, you don't. Name one time when you disagreed with me.
Oh, all the time.
No,
like,
never.
He doesn't disagree with.
Like the other day we went to.
He's just an idiot. That's all.
The other day we went to Snooze. We went to Snooze to go eat, right, for lunch, and it was like me and like most of Pleb Lab, and we got into a big old argument.
Ooh, you told me the story on Tuesday.
I won't go into the details of it, but like I got into a big old argument. I was the only person, mind you, like on this fucking hill, taking all these shots from all these fucking Bitcoiners, like fucking Scarface at the end. But but I wasn't on cocaine, so it was fine.
Not yet.
No, I don't do cocaine. Anyway, but what was funny is like, yeah, you're gonna disagree with Bitcoiners, and you're probably gonna be the only one that like thinks that, and that's okay. But you know what happened? I went outside, smoked a cigarette, and then like
did a line of cocaine.
No, and then we went back to Pleb Lab, and we acted like nothing happened, because at the end of the day, we're all fucking brothers in Bitcoin, and at the end of the day, there's a bigger fucking goal, and that's saving the fucking world.
But to be fair, like that wasn't a political disagreement. That was more of like a business disagreement, right?
No, it wasn't business.
Okay.
No, it was a Bitcoin political thing.
Cool. All right. Well, we're moving on to the next one. Yeah. So this is another response to the same Bitcoin Twitter, and he's basically suggesting what Carr said earlier, that this poster should maybe take a break from Twitter from time to time, and they do. They describe that they kind of try to mess around with Twitter's algorithm and get to do different things, but they've like noticed how their wife's Twitter feed is like quite a bit different from their own, and it's just true that these are like dark magic algorithms that are kind of causing you to engage with their platform more. And so it's serving you things that it thinks you like, and things that don't challenge your point of view. And
oh, really? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
that's a big part of it. I mean, that's a lot of the commentary that is going on around these things.
So Twitter's like fucking with his brain then.
It's fucking with everyone's brain.
Not mine.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any experiences with Twitter. Like I only use lists. Like that's how much I despise the algorithm. Like it just, I only use lists and I just go exclusively to like the developer lists.
I don't know. How do you use Twitter, Super?
I go on it and browse through it and view stuff.
That's what I do too.
You guys are too fun.
Yeah, I just browse through it and then I just retweet. I'm very generous with my likes and my retweets. I post on it. But yeah, I don't really get into many brawls on Twitter. No one calls me out for anything, so I must be doing something right.
Probably. All right. The next one is another response to this. This is my friend. I won't say his name because it's just. It's my friend. He's actually a physician who works in COVID units, and he's kind of frustrated by Bitcoin Twitter in this regard because he's a Bitcoiner now, and he has a different point of view on COVID because he's witnessing people have negative experiences with it and is perhaps a little more engaged with some of the actual facts than some people who might just have an audience on Twitter.
I disagree.
You disagree with what? His experience?
Well, not his experience, but like just because you work with COVID units, like we have somebody in Pleb Lab that used to be doing just that, and I heard the complete opposite of it. So it's.
I'm not saying that he's right because he works in COVID units.
But I'm saying like that. This whole Bitcoin Twitter thing is just kind of funny to me. It's like everybody's.
I know, but you're like a hardline Bitcoiner, I think.
No, I'm not. I just think it's just hilarious that people are so butthurt about Bitcoin Twitter.
Yeah, but that's because you agree with most. What view do you have that disagrees with Bitcoin Twitter?
Like, give me a topic, and I'll tell you whether I agree or not.
No, I'm asking you for the topic where you disagree with Bitcoin Twitter.
Let me roll down Bitcoin Twitter real quick, and I'll tell you.
We might want to move on to the next thing while he's searching. It'll be a while.
Yeah, he's going to get too engaged by the algorithm.
I'm trying to find out. Humble beginnings, Lightning Escrow. Watch the demo video. I agree with that. Here's one.
I'm talking about political point of views, not specific tweets.
Point of view. Oh, here it goes right here.
ESG. Do you agree with?
Do I agree with ESG?
Do you disagree with Marty on it? Do you disagree with Marty on ESG?
Before I even started working for Marty and TFTC, I was literally doing my own deep dives for Thriller Bitcoin on ESG, like the Green Swan conference last year.
Okay, I've got one.
You know what I mean? Like all that money it's coming from a spigot of a faucet, and they're controlling all of it. So like, don't even get me started on like ESG stuff because like I've done my homework on it, and I think there's just a lot of people that think that Bitcoin Twitter is just people that are just like reinforcing this like narrative. But in reality, they probably went and done their homework on it. Me personally, I've done my homework on ESG.
We've got to get everybody onboarded to custodial exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken. That's the way we scale Bitcoin. What do you think?
Wait, say that again?
The way we scale Bitcoin is to get everybody using centralized custodial services like Coinbase and Kraken.
I think that's true.
Okay, there's this controversial take. Everyone in Bitcoin thinks like you got to be non-custodial. And centralized exchanges are bad.
You said to scale Bitcoin to like everybody. Yeah, they need to get wrecked on Coinbase and like Kraken. Even though I like Jesse Powell.
Okay, so I think you didn't hear his question entirely the first time, but yeah, that's a point of view that you share with most Bitcoiners. Then that you don't think that they should be holding their Bitcoin on exchanges.
No one should. But like, it's one of those things where like, do I think Bitcoin will scale faster if they get on Coinbase right away? Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll move on.
That's what I'm saying. I think everybody needs to make their own opinion and quit trying to think that. And honestly, there's a lot of bots, dude.
Yeah, I think this guy is just he wants to find people that feel like him on Twitter, and they can't.
News,
yeah.
By the way, he came to Stacker News.
I disagree with your thing about everyone needs to make their own opinion. Just come to my Twitter feed and follow my opinions, and then you don't have to make
Twitter?
your own.
Do you want to share your Twitter? Do you want to pump your Twitter?
Nah.
See, there you go.
Not gonna pump it. All right, so we'll move on to the last top comment. This was Jeff. He responded to the Lightning Escrow demo video, and he says, "Very, very nice work." Two varies, by the way. That's pretty. I was taken off guard by that. That's pretty awesome. And he says, "Congrats and thank you so much for what you're doing. I wish you much success." And then he had two things that he calls brain farts, but one of them was about about the escrow service, the UX of the escrow service, and one of them about Stacker News. We won't really go over the Stacker News one, but he said he's just kind of complained about the UX a little bit. And I don't know if Super responded to this guy. Tristan responded, but he just said, he wishes the UX were basically simpler. And Tristan thanked him and kind of had some responses around like using Lightning login instead of using an email address, but Lightning Escrow needs to notify the user of things. I don't know if you have more to say on this, Super.
I think I might have. Did I make any comments on this one? I don't remember.
You didn't respond to him. You might have responded to someone else in the thread, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here you are.
Yeah, but that was a different comment though. So this wasn't part of the top comment thread.
But
yeah.
Similar concern.
Just eventually, if we get funding, then we can fix the UX. That's basically the idea. Neither of us know how to make a wallet, which is what we need in order to make the UX flow look nice. Because if you don't have a wallet, then you have to use the node directly, and that's basically it. So eventually we'd like to work on that, but we got to hire somebody first, and we don't have any money. So there you go.
Yeah, if you know anyone who's an accredited investor, please have them reach out to Tristan at lightningescrow.io and invest. Lightning apparently escrow is like a tens of billions of dollars flow through escrow every year.
Billion?
Like it's a huge business. If we expect Bitcoin to dominate the way it will,
it's going to require every industry.
Yeah, Lightning Escrow will be huge.
Whoa!
Here we are.
Look at the top.
The top stackers.
Stackers of the week.
That's a familiar name at the top.
Fucking Tristan.
Tristan.
Sats.
Probably with his demo video, he stacked.
Porter Hodl came with that spicy Bitcoin Twitter take. Right?
Yeah, I believe that was his take.
I wonder if he eats porterhouses.
I don't know, or he might be a porter. That's like a profession, right? Do you know what a porter? I feel like Super knows what a porter is. What is porter?
It's a doorman.
Yeah, he might be a doorman who hodls. He might hodl doors and hodl Bitcoin.
Oh, Darthcoin. I know Darthcoin.
Yeah, Darthcoin. He has very good opinions.
He's old school
or
stacker.
he has very strong
He's
opinions.
OG stacker.
I don't know if I agree with
He's
all
OG
of them,
stacker
but
from
I love
2020,
people
right? He's an OG or 2021.
disagree with me.
He's an OG stacker from 2021.
I think so. Yeah, he was a very early user. That's why his name is very recognizable. Ugmug, another very early user.
We're skipping Koob.
Yeah, I don't count. And CryptoCoin, who is like one of the more active users.
So close. Look.
Wow.
I was so close.
Yeah.
I was really pumping the content this week.
Yeah.
Really wanted to get the top 5. Fuck.
Well, next time. Just got to keep trying, dude. You can't give up. Don't quit.
I'm not quitting.
Don't quit. You'll get to the top of this list someday.
Maybe one day.
The other top 5 we'll do is the top
5 spenders of the week. We skipped
Spenders.
We skipped Koob right there again.
Yeah, Koob stacked the most, but he doesn't count.
Jeff 3,000.
Yeah, I believe he posted.
Was it him posting the? Was it him probably giving to Lightning Escrow? I'd imagine.
Let's see.
Bumped.
Yeah, it was none of his posts didn't do.
Oh wow.
Okay, he got pretty high comments. I wonder where he stacked it at. Maybe he just did a lot of other work.
I think it was the Lightning Escrow.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I think what's his name? Our friend Michael last week accidentally sent 8,000 sats to him when he was trying to send them to
No, we discussed that we discussed that last week, but it was Abe Tusk was the user that he accidentally sent them to.
Abe Tusk. I still haven't seen those sats on mine.
I don't know then.
Abe Tusk. You give them back, Abe Tusk.
Yeah. I don't know where he got those sats.
That's so cool.
GMD,
that's a new stacker I haven't seen before.
Yeah, GMD is the physician friend of mine.
Oh, cool.
From
nice
earlier.
to see you. Welcome.
Yeah, and CryptoCoin
I think I've
also
seen that name a couple
also
times.
spent quite a bit, and
Porter Hodl.
Porter Hodl, he's getting and giving. That's what we like to see.
That's awesome. And then we got Nout. It's one of my faves.
Now it's
I
great.
love some Nout. It's one of my favorite stackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. He's right up there. Anyway, that's the top.
I didn't see. You know what I didn't see this week? Where's my boy Cypher Poet? What's going on, Cypher?
I don't know. He might be deep doing some design stuff at Sphinx Chat.
I
Maybe
know.
they got a big release coming or something.
I know, Cypher. Haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's not in the.
Yeah, it's Cypher's.
He's not even spending that
going on?
much. I think he's more of a share.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
I've actually seen him in recent, but he maybe people didn't like what he posted this week.
This is when if you built the follow thing, this would be a low week for me.
I see.
Yeah. Are you gonna do private messaging and?
Yeah, we'll eventually have DMs.
I keep getting multiple people asking me, and I'm like, I don't know. Ask Keyan.
Are you kidding? Who's asking? How many people have asked you?
We're at the barbecue. They asked me.
I thought that was you asking me. Are you sure you're not?
That's
confusing?
why I asked you. And then
I see.
before that, where was I at the other day? Unchained. I was talking to some guys from Unchained.
Yeah, it'd be cool because I mean, Jimmy Song posted on Stacker News that he wants a polling system because he wants to like be able to know what Bitcoiners want and not just like the general audience on Twitter. And so it'd be cool to be able to be like, oh, here's a bunch of the Bitcoiners. You can DM any person on the site and they're likely a Bitcoiner. So it would be cool to have DMs, and I'll try to get it out sooner rather than later. It's
my favorite part of the show.
It's pretty trivial. Yeah, trivial. Here's Thriller X's handle on Stacker News. You can send him some sats if you want via his Lightning address.
They've tested it over, Abe.
So it's this username here, ThrillerX_ at stacker.news, and you can send him some sats. I do pay him now. So
did I get the payment today?
you should. I mean, it should be a direct deposit.
Where did you send that to?
Did you direct deposit it into his Stacker News account?
No, he wants me to do it via.
Don't say I want you. We
No,
did it for you.
You said Cash App. You said
did it drop it in here?
You said Cash App, and
Nah,
then
I didn't get
and then I also set you up on Gusto so I can direct deposit.
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Okay, it should be delivered today. I don't know what time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Gusto told me.
It's a free
We'll
job.
see. We'll
This is a
see.
free job
We'll
I'm
see.
doing
Like
today.
I'm actually not going to pay him.
This is a free episode. Stackers.
All right, guys.
We're working for free stackers right now.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for Super being here.
One more thing.
What?
Are you gonna do the demo?
Oh, there's no demo to do.
Oh.
I'll launch jobs tomorrow or in the next couple of days.
We said we were gonna show the demo last week.
No, you didn't want me to show the demo this week or last week, so I didn't think you wanted me to show it this week.
Did you decide whether there's gonna be a dollar sign or a...
It looks like the users decided in that poll. Looks like they really want the tilde instead, so we'll probably be going with
Stackers,
the tilde.
we did it. We saved.
Although your BFF, Kevin Rook, disagrees with you, and he thinks we should do the dollar sign.
What was his reason for it?
Because the dollar sign doesn't necessarily represent the dollar, and it represents value, and that was my usage of it too. I didn't mean it. I don't want it to represent the dollar. It is like the universal symbol for money, for value, for human value.
I could see that.
And that's really
I think stackers. You got to go with the stackers at this point.
And both me and Kevin think that eventually the sat sign will be the dollar sign. That's what I.
At that time, then you make the change, right?
No, it'll be too late. I'll have. No, it won't. It won't work.
Next year.
Okay.
200K by conference day.
No, but there'll be at that point there'll be a bunch of links sitting around the web that don't point to the dollar sign version. Bye, everybody.
All
Bye.
Right. We'll see y'all next time on
Thank you,
SNL
Super, for being
Stacker
here.
News Live. Super, thanks for being here. And